What's up, creepers and gears? Christy, Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? No, I'm not gonna do the video on this silly thing. Um, it's a new project I'm starting. I've always wanted to join the Mandalorian Mercs Costume Club, and I'm finally gonna get started on that. If that's something you'd like to follow, I'm gonna do that over on my blog channel, The Creepy Crawl. At the end of each one of these videos, there's two options on the corner here. The bottom one's to that channel. If you so care to go follow that, there's going to be a new guitar project over there, as well as finishing everything else that I've already started. So, if you've noticed lately, I haven't really been on. I'm not doing the whole, I'm taking a break, it's too much shit. But after everything from last year, and I'm not talking about just this internet nonsense that everyone's been harping on to left and right, just everything, my mom's passing and other things and financial things and my car's gone and, all this stuff. I needed to reboot. And I'm going to reboot this channel, and it starts today. I don't know how long you personally have been following me, but if you've been here a while, we're going back to pre-Amico dickheads. Not pre-Amico, but before the dickheads came out of the fucking woodwork. You know what I mean? We're going back to that. And what better way to come back strong than to talk about the Amico? Because I know it's one of those topics that everyone likes to flap their mouth to, but regardless, it is what it is. So we get two items on the agenda. And to be perfectly honest with you, I wasn't originally going to talk about the video, but I watched it. And I said, you know what? This is it. This is the video. And when I say that, I mean, I kind of think it should have been the video. You know what I mean? So well done. It was so well done. Said what it had to say. It said it perfectly. There wasn't too much focus on any personalities. It was done very well. And what we'll do is we'll watch it together, and I'll kind of, pause it here and there and make a comment. There's not much new in it. It's just a new vibe. So I'm hoping it's a good sign of things to come. But before we watch that video, let's talk about one more Amico-related news, I guess. And I don't necessarily want to talk about it to correct the wrong information, because the individual who made that Twitter post, I'm not going to say his name, I'm sure you all know who it is, I don't even think he believes what he tweeted. But Tommy's not been ousted from his own company. Oh my God. I really don't think he believes it. I think he just found a way to twist the reality into something that, anyone without any critical thinking skills would go, oh my God. Like I saw one comment that said something like, the Amico is a gift that keeps on giving or whatever. And it's like, do any of you guys even look into any of this stuff? I mean, it even showed in the thing, it still said that, he was the president of Intellivision. So there's guys like me and there's guys like Executive Jim over there, right? Guys like me weren't meant to be in boring fucking board meetings and doing shit like that. I think Tommy's one of those guys, He was built for the fun part of all this stuff. So he decided to take a step back and let his friend take over the reins of the boring stuff. Someone who's into that, someone who does it well, someone who's into that masochistic bullshit. Well, he goes out and does, the creative side of things, which is, he's a musician, and he's a sound engineer, so he's a creative guy. It makes sense for him to do that, especially if he's not really tuned for the executive part of everything. And if you ask me, it might have been something he should have done sooner. I'm sure even the people who hate the whole Amico thing and hate Tommy can at least agree with me there. It's probably something he should have done a little sooner. But you know what? It is what it is. The past is the past, and we're moving forward. It's February of a brand new year. So, I suppose that's all I really have to say about that. The guy's the president. He still makes all the decisions. There's three main people that make the decisions, but at the end of the day, Tommy can say yay or nay on anything. So, nobody was ousted. I wish that individual would be a little more responsible with his reporting. Maybe be a little more credible with it. Maybe that's not even the word for it, but you know what I'm saying. Shame on him for this one. I'm not even going to pick on him. I'm not going to call him a little girl or... Shame on him for this one. This one is it's just ridiculous. It's taking what he does to another degree that's just any common fool, for or against whatever, can figure it out. So, okay. So we're not going to watch the video traditionally. I'm not going to let it play and then be quiet and then comment afterwards. I've already watched it. I'll put the link down below. If you haven't seen it yet, this is where you pause, open a new tab. See, I'm not trying to get you to leave and come back from clicks. So, pause it, go in another tab, watch it. Link is down below. Okay? So let me hit play. Hopefully the sounds are good. I didn't even check ahead of time. It's been so long since I've done this, and it's a new machine. Now, you're going to notice a different vibe. A completely different vibe. Let me turn it down a little. Look at that beautiful console. I don't like the white, though. Look at that thing. I bet you that's Tommy's. Lucky bastard. Look at that. Console, TV, everything. Mentioning Atari, television. I believe they talked about Coleco, too. Okay. And video games took a turn, and I can honestly say, yes, they most certainly fucking did. If you're not old enough to remember that time period, then you kind of need to shut your mouth. In this case, you can still have your opinion, but you didn't live these experiences. So if you weren't around in the 90s when things started going a different direction, when the DualShock controls started coming out, there was a new vibe. Games used to be pick up and play, and then, of course, by evolution and need be, they turned into more complicated, more complicated, more complicated. And then, of course, the controls had to match. And it took guys like me out of it. And there's millions more like me. Whether or not you're okay with 18,000 button controllers or not. Simple pick up and play is where a lot of us still like to be. I like arcade style games. Became sophisticated. Controllers became complicated. And consoles. Still a comfortable controller. Okay, so a lot of people talk about this too. They're like, but come on. The majority of people have Xboxes, PCs, and of course, the PlayStation. This is their setup. It may not be as cool as this, but it's a dude either at a desk or in his basement or in his bedroom with a computer set up or the game set up on a desk somewhere. And they get their fucking cheesy poofs to the side and their code red to the other side. And they just sit there for hours and do this. And sure, they're interacting with people. But in a way, they're really not. They're interacting with the voices of people. But moving on. And rooms full of laughter were replaced by insulating headsets. Right? Right? Guys that are my age, including you, Pat, if you're watching us. Don't you remember Saturday nights after cooking too many pizzas and you and your friends gouging on candy and soda pop in your basements or whatever? In my case, it was my friend's basement where he had 2 Ataris, a ColecoVision Atom system, and a Sega Master System. And just spending all night until the sun comes up, having a good time. 3, 4 years, nudging each other, you know? It's not. It happens, but not anywhere near. There's no vibe there. The same vibe is not there. All of that is about to even with the fucking Switch. I can say that because I have one now. Change with the arrival of Amico. Just like the original Intellivision, which pioneered couch co-op and family gaming, Amico, the Italian word for friend, promises to bring back family-friendly entertainment with the sole purpose of ease, togetherness, and pioneering couch co-op. There is something to be said there. Because if you do look that far back, even the 8-bit computer games mostly were arcade-style games, which were one-player games. Now, that's not to say that even like my Atari didn't have games where you and your buddies could play together or what have you. The very cartridge that came with my system. I keep wanting to say computer. Air Sea Battle, basically. Target Fun 27. Was designed solely for that. Combat, which came with the console, the Atari 2600 or VCS, depending on when you got yours, was designed for couch co-op. However, the majority of the games weren't. Comes a television, and they have way more games in their library, to the best of my knowledge, of the 3 big ones from the time, Coleco, Intellivision, Atari, that encouraged the couch co-op. So, you know what? We got to give him praise for that. It's wonderful that he's trying to do it again. Puffy! I got to buy myself one of my own Puffy shirts. Look at that. That is... Oh... I can't even tell you how fun Astro Smash was. You know, I complained a little bit about it here and there and how it just kind of looked mediocre in the backgrounds. In person, totally different game. So fun. I played it with DJC, who's live right now, as a matter of fact. I can see it on my screen here with his classic Intellivision Monday Night Live streams. Had a blast, no pun intended, playing it with them. Okay, so the controller, we'll talk about it again. It looks foreign, but once it's in your hand, it feels familiar, oddly enough. I have never strayed away from the fact that I said the controller is probably going to be my Achilles heel with this system. Once I had one in my hand, and more importantly, was actually using one to function with the machine, to play with the machine. I'm trying to sound smarter than I really am. It was comfortable. I don't know what to say. It felt familiar. That's the only word I can really truly give it. It felt familiar.
Amico will take your family back to the days when setting up and playing video games.
In all fairness, though, one argument I can see being, you know, some of these kids weren't around for that, obviously, so they wouldn't know that vibe. But let's hope some of these parents are rad enough to create that vibe, you know. And without a lot of, oh, back in my day.
Require a large investment of time, but yielded a ton of fun and laughs.
Right?
Amico isn't just simple, it's affordable too. Buying a new video game system typically means expensive games and overpriced accessories. But not with Amico. The system comes with 6 built-in games.
Right?
And 2 wireless controllers with
Yep.
easy-to-use color touchscreens and a simple positional disc.
Again, whether you like those games or not, there's still a monetary value to them that helps offset some of the costs.
For endless hours of entertainment with your friends or family. Gameplay supports up to...
But once you have the system, though, everything thereon is it balances. This, it's my understanding that this is the very first time he has shown this publicly. If I'm wrong, please correct me down below. He had a set of these with them at the Boston event. And I'm not going to lie, when I first saw them, I'm like, these look like cheap pieces of shit. If I tell you how completely wrong I was in that, well, I can't even talk tonight. I was shocked by how well it worked. Let's put it that way. I didn't think it was going to work all that well because touchscreens and, you know, it was so simplistic in its design. It looked like nothing. But believe it or not, it worked really well. Really well. Yes, I got to use it.
Putting the free Amico app on your smart device. And Amico
That's a fantastic idea. What a fantastic idea. How are people so bummed out about that? Don't get an Amico. Come over and play mine. Just get the app. Again, the games, you guys can say whatever you want about each one of these games. That's your own taste, dislikes, and whatever.
Today's Amico is being led by an experienced team of game industry professionals who have worked on some of the most popular and biggest selling video game
Terminator
of all time. These noted industry veterans bring decades of experience to Intellivision, and they have built a team of more than 60 people with the global presence as support. Intellivision Entertainment has already raised $17 million for the development of Amico, thanks to financial backing from investors and more than 5,000 individuals. Join us as we bring families back together again, whether you are parent, grandparent, young, or simply young at heart. Make everlasting memories with the newest member of your family.
Amico.
Entertainment.
Together again. So there you go. That is the most recent family trailer from the Intellivision Amico. And I gotta say, that was spot on. That was wonderfully made. It had its own little vibe. I know vibe is a big thing with me right now, but it's what it's all about. It's about a vibe. It's about a feeling, and it's about a visceral experience, if you will. You know. Yeah. You guys knocked it out of the box with this one entirely. And regardless of how you feel about the console, I think they hit a home run with this one. As a thing, you know. I'm really excited for the Amico, and I can't wait to hear when it's going to come out. The great thing about Amico is it's not just us. It's not just us, you know, neckbeards and dickheads. I had a customer come in to work the other day, and my lanyard is Atari. And we started talking about that. He says he grew up with the Intellivision, and he started mentioning the Amico. And he couldn't say Tallarico properly, so I mentioned, oh yeah, Tommy and all that. And he's excited for it too. He doesn't have a pre-order yet. And I said, you know, that's probably the smartest thing, you know. Wait for it to come out. But him and I were talking back and forth, and he's like, I can't believe all the filth that's out there about the console. And it hasn't even come out yet. You know what I mean? He's not steeped in any of this. He's an outside looking in, and he's saying exactly what I've been feeling these past, say, 3 years or so when it comes to the behavior of everyone in the Amico. So I'm going right back to the way it was. I'm going to talk about it, and that's it. I'm not going to get involved in all the nonsense. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. And some people should be fucking ashamed of themselves, including me, for some of the things I have put out there into the world as it relates to the Amico. And I have atoned for that, personally. And I'm okay with it, so it is what it is. So I want to know what you think down below. What has you excited about the Amico? Leave that down below, too. Try to stay on topic as always, guys, and thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm a little slower tonight. I'm tired. Had a long day at work. And when I say a long day, I mean it was grueling and slow. And I work for an art supply company. So sometimes we're moving around boxes, and sometimes we're just sitting there twiddling our penises, sword fighting, you know, that stuff. So, guys, go ahead and leave your feedback. Thumbs up. Thumbs down. All feedback to the Creep is positive. Again, thank you always so much for watching. I can't say that enough. And I hope you're excited to go back to the beginning of how this channel was. And for all the new people, go look at some of the older videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. It was information, and it was passion for what we love. I'm going to go back to builds. I haven't done a build on this channel in a long time. And hopefully we're going to have some fun. That's it. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you and yours are healthy and surviving all this outside Amico nonsense. Until we talk again, take care. Creep it real.